Hi there, welcome to the Low Content Publishing for Beginners video series. My name is Rachel Harrison Sund. Today I'm going to be talking about categories on Amazon. This is a point of confusion for many, and I'm just going to clear up a few terms and kind of just explain what the different types of categories available on Amazon are and how to best use them. So first off, you want to get familiar with the two types of categories that you'll find when publishing your book. So there's BISAC categories and there are the Amazon Browse categories. So the BISAC categories, you can think of those as back-end facing, whereas the Browse categories are the front facing. They are what the customers see when the customers are browsing Amazon looking at books. So BISAC is an acronym and it stands for the Book Industry Standards and Communications. So this is just an industry-wide standardized system for categorizing books. So, bookstores, libraries, things like that. It just helps those people know how to group books together. When they get new books in, they'll know exactly what section that book goes in, so that when people go into the store or the library looking for that book, they will be led to the correct section. So those are the categories that you will find on the back end on your KDP dashboard when you are publishing your book. So a lot of people, when they first start publishing, they're looking at the categories that exist in the Amazon store, and then when they go to publish their book, they're looking for that particular category that they put their book in, and it's not there. And that's why they're two completely separate types of categories. Now, the front-facing Amazon Browse categories, those are constantly in flux. There's being new ones added all the time. They're constantly changing. So it just isn't really practical to have all of those categories. And I mean, there are literally hundreds of categories in the Amazon store. So it's just really not practical for them to have those as options to choose from on the back end. So what you actually choose when you're choosing those two categories are BISAC categories. So how to choose your categories? The very main thing I want you to keep in mind when you're choosing categories is just to keep them relevant. So you get to choose those two BISAC categories in the back end. Just go through them and see which one your book fits best with and choose two of them. Now, if your book really doesn't fit into any of them, or it might only fit into one, that's fine. There is actually an unclassifiable category that you can put your book into. Now, the very cool thing that many people don't actually realize is that Amazon actually allows you to place your book into up to 10 different categories. So that means in addition to the two BISAC categories that you choose when publishing your book, you can also choose 8 Browse categories from the front-facing Amazon store, and you can actually request to have your book placed into those additional categories. So what you're going to need to do there is you're going to have to go to the Amazon store. You're going to have to find the categories that you would like to place your book in addition to the BISAC categories, and you're going to have to make an email to Amazon, which you can do from your KDP dashboard through the Contact Us button on the help page. And I'll just do a little bit of a screen share in a minute here, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. And what you're going to do is you're going to email Amazon with your ASIN, which is the identifying number that each book that you publish has. And I'll show you where that is as well. So you're going to email Amazon with that ASIN, and then you're going to include the exact browse category paths that you would like your book to be placed into. So that's really, really useful, because the more categories you can get your book into, obviously the more visibility that book will receive. And I think that this is a tip that a lot of people just don't realize that they can do. So the more categories you get your book into, the more eyeballs are going to get on it, and that's exactly what you want. So, for me, I think this is one of the main reasons why I've had such great success, because combined with proper keyword research, if you get your categories correct too, you're just really going to increase your book's visibility without ever having to place any add dollars into it or promoting through other means. So those are kind of your very base foundation for getting your book good visibility in the Amazon store. One other thing to note is that some browse categories have keyword requirements. So what that means is if you want to get your book into these particular categories, you have to use specific keywords in your keyword slots in order for Amazon to have them. So I'm going to link a page explaining that in the description below, and you can just go and check that out. It'll give you a list of the different categories that require keywords, and it will also show you the keywords that are associated with those categories. So that's just another little tip for you as well. Okay, so I'm just going to flip the screen now, and I'm going to show you what an Amazon browse path looks like. And then I'm also going to show you how you can email Amazon and request that your book be placed into additional categories. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose a category that we would like our book to be placed into. So we're just going to scroll down here, and I'm going to choose self-help, just as an example. And then we'll just pick journal writing. So if we want to get into the journal writing category, the browse path is going to be books, self-help, journal writing. Now we're going to go over to our KDP dashboard, and remember, you're going to need the ASIN from your book. So you can just scroll down, pick the book that you would like to request to have placed in that particular category. The ASIN is just found right here on this white rectangle. So you find the ASIN, and you can just copy that. And then you're going to go to the help section, scroll down to contact us. You're going to go to book details, update categories and keywords, send an email, and just title that something like that. And you're just going to ask you can ask them to place your book in the additional categories. Then you're going to write down your ASIN, whatever that number was. And then I just kind of like to get rid of this stuff and just put the categories below. So what did we have here? We had books, self-help, journal writing. So you're gonna actually type it in like this. And that is your browse path. So you're going to be able to do that with up to 8 browse paths for a total of 10 categories. So again, that's a wonderful way to just increase the visibility of your book in the Amazon store, get some more eyeballs on it, and most likely a few more sales that you wouldn't have had otherwise. All right, so there you have it. I hope you found this video useful. If you're enjoying these videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. And for more low content publishing tips, you can find me over at my blog at rachelharrisonson.com. And if you'd like the complete walkthrough of the entire publishing process from idea to publish, then be sure to download my free guide, 3 Steps to Publishing Your First Low Content Book in Less Than a Day. And I will link to that below. Thanks, guys.